The sun is out, it's a little bit windy, the wind's got a bit of a chill to it, but spring is definitely here, and I'm so glad to finally be outside and looking for wildlife. I've come to Rockland Marshes, had a little wander around and see if we can find anything. I have heard a chiff-chaff. That's the first one I've heard this year. I'm hoping to see some insect life, some butterflies maybe. They should be out and about on the wing. Whether there's anything around here or not, I don't know, but we'll see. So thank you very much for joining me, and let's see what we can find. I start out my journey following the Wherryman's Way public footpath. Rockland Marshes is a small reserve in Norfolk, not far from the city of Norwich, with its walks alongside Rockland Broad and the River Yar. It consists of reed beds and open grazing marshes and is accessible by wheelchair users. Along with hearing my first chiff-chaff of the year, I also see my first butterfly of the year, mere moments after filming my intro clip. This is a small tortoiseshell. These butterflies can be seen at any time of the year if the weather is warm enough. However, the adults usually hibernate during winter and begin to emerge towards the end of March and the beginning of April, so it's not surprising that it's the first butterfly of the year for me. Well, unfortunately, I've come to the bird hide and it is closed. It says the structure has deteriorated and it's no longer safe and it's come to the end of its life. So I'm not going to be able to get a view over the water from the hide, but hopefully if I carry on down the path, we'll see some open water stretches and maybe we can see if there's any water birds, wading birds. I did see some swans, so might get a view a little bit further around. So let's keep on going. Found a nice little viewing spot here, looking out over the water. Nothing huge going on, so a few swans, I think I've seen a grebe, moorhen, and some geese have flown past. So I'll stay here for a little while and we'll see if anything interesting shows up. Rockland Marsh is an RSPB reserve, and one of the drivers behind the founding of the RSPB was for the protection of this bird, the great crested grebe. In the 19th century, this bird was almost hunted to extinction in the UK. Its elaborate head plumes were used to decorate ladies' hats and garments. The RSPB was formed in 1889 and originally consisted of an all-female membership who had two simple rules: to discourage the wanton destruction of birds, and that lady members shall refrain from wearing the feathers of any bird not killed for the purposes of food, except the ostrich for some reason, because screw that bird. The grebe is a diving bird, as it's showing us here. They feed on fish and aquatic invertebrates. Although elegant on the water, it's clumsy on land because their feet are placed so far back on their bodies. Although we can't see it today, the great crested grebe is known for its beautiful and elaborate courtship dance, where they rise out of the water and shake their heads, their plumes on full display. Well, apart from that grebe, not much else is coming within range of my camera lens, so let's move on and see if we can see anything else. I know to most people wrens aren't the most exciting bird, they are fairly common after all, but that was exciting for me because I've never filmed one before. It's the first one I've managed to capture on camera myself personally. Now I did a video all about wrens just recently, or a few months back, a part of my Beautiful Bird series, so if you're interested, check that one out. Another insect that can be found emerging at this time of year are these leaf beetles. These are possibly Altica lithrae, although they can be very similar to other leaf beetles and can only be separated by dissection of the male genitalia. That seems rather unnecessary right now. They are a common species throughout Europe. They feed on plant matter, particularly various willow herbs, rosebay and loosestrife. They can be a pest of cultivated plants such as fuchsias and evening primrose. The adults will gather on their host plants to feed and mate during March and April. Let's may not have been the most dramatic of wildlife sighting videos that I've ever done, but it's just so nice to be back outside when the sun is shining. You feel the warmth on your face, and just to be around nature. There's been birds flying around. I've been trying to get pictures of them, but they're a little bit too far away or silhouetted against the sun, so it's quite difficult sometimes, but it's just been wonderful to be able to see them and to see insect life and actually having to wave away flies out of your face for the first time this year. It's so nice. Spring is finally here, and you can look forward to so many more wildlife videos this year when I'm going to be out around places like this, nature reserves, RSPB reserves, looking for nature, looking for wildlife, and hopefully seeing lots of it. I'm so excited to be back. While filming these swans, a flash of movement caught my eye as a pair of Chinese water deer break cover. Native to China and Korea, these deer were introduced into the UK in the 19th century. But despite being a non-native species, they don't seem to have had a negative impact on our native wildlife. If you'd like to know more about Chinese water deer, check out the video I made on them previously. Here's some more evidence of deer. Their tracks are made of two separate hoof prints that combine into a heart shape. Seem to be surrounded by chiffchaffs, but I can't see them anywhere. I think they're up in the trees above me, but I'm looking for any signs of movement, but you can hear them clearly, but I can't see them anywhere. It's the story of my life, really. Desperately searching the trees for signs of movement, I was about to give up and move on, but then a flicker of wings caught my attention. At last, the source of the bird call I've been hearing all day, the chiffchaff. It is a small olive brown warbler with a wingspan of 15 to 21 centimetres and weighs in at 6 to 10 grams. They can be seen all year round, but most arrive in March, having migrated from Africa. They will once again return to Africa during August and September. I'm not sure if I've taken the wrong turn, but I've walked probably about a couple of miles along this road, and you can see there's no path. It's not exactly a slow road either when cars have come past, so it seems a little bit dangerous and there doesn't really seem to be anywhere for me to walk, but I'm hoping I'm on the right path, and I'm trying to get back to my car, trying to find where I parked. But yeah, we've come to the end of the Rockland Marsh walk. I'm going to say it hasn't been a day full of incredibly rare wildlife sightings, but it has been a day full of enjoyment because it's been really warm and sunny, and it's the first day of spring that I've kind of gone out on one of my nature walks searching for wildlife, and to be fair, I've found plenty. There's been loads of birds, some nice little insects that we've seen. It's really nice to see some butterflies on the wing. It just kind of lets me know that spring is here and that I can do this a lot more in the coming weeks and months. So hopefully you'll look forward to this. Here we go, look, I've just got to jump on the side here out of the way of the car. And yeah, well, I'll stand here and I'll say goodbye. Thank you so much for watching. We're going to be doing loads more of these over the next few weeks. Hopefully we'll see lots more wildlife, and it's going to be so much fun. It's so good, so glad to be back. It's spring, summer. It's going to be a good few months, and I'll see you around.